Monday morning, everybody. The struggle is real today, but we're going to take it anyway. We're going to take it anyway. Let's go. And welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Angela. My name is Angela Calloway. If you have not been here before, if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Join in the conversation. And if you are returning, thank you so much for checking in again. I appreciate it. And I also, I just want to continue to say I appreciate the audience. Those of you who subscribe, those of you who watch, I appreciate your comments, your emails, your text messages. Like, it really means so much to me. Thank you for the encouragement. I went to dinner with a family member, and Saturday. It was a busy week in my life. We were celebrating my mother and my husband's mother, my mother-in-law. Both of our moms. Their birthdays are 3 days apart. So in many ways, we are extremely busy during this time, honoring both of those fabulous ladies. And I was around a family member who I'm not around often on my husband's side, and she was like, I watch your Coffee and Conversations, and oh my God, I just think it's good. I really appreciate it. So I just appreciate all the feedback, and I'm just continuously grateful for you all and for your contribution, and everybody who's reached out and said, hey, talk about this, from Antoinette and Tisa and Ingrid and everybody who's reached out and been like, could you talk about this? I just want you guys to know that my husband, I just want you all to know, thank you so much for that. That said, today we are going to be talking about self-care. And there's so much just to say about self-care in general. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about self-love. But self-care is different. Self-care is actually the practice. And I hate to use the word practice because it's one of those words that's kind of, had a little friend come through. It's one of those words that's kind of a buzzword in today's term, but really for me personally, because here's the thing about self-care, the first point that I want to make is that self-care is individual. No two people are going to have the same kind of self-care and do the same things that's needed for self-care. What I need is different from what you need, and your job is to understand what you need to feel whole, what you need to fill the cup, what you need to have peace, what you need to reduce anxiety and stress. Are you a person that stresses and have anxiety? I am. Like, I physically feel stress in my body. Like, my shoulders go up to my ears. I feel it in my neck and shoulders and in my chest. Like, I feel it. And when I start to feel those symptoms, I know that I'm stressing. I'm not operating in faith and trust. And that I probably need to do some self-care. And it is the way that I live my life. It is my predominant lifestyle today. Now, I didn't start there for my young folk. For my young folk, my young listeners, I didn't start with the lifestyle of self-care. That's not where I started. I would say maybe about 5 years ago. I realized that I wanted to experience my life differently, that I did not want to experience my life from a place of busy. Because I remember when my lifestyle was busyness, because busyness felt like accomplishment. And I remember when I wanted to live there, and I did, I lived there. I remember when I wanted to live my life. My lifestyle was on the social scene, being very social, being here, being there, being happening. And then that didn't mean anything to me after a while because it didn't result in anything real. I wanted something else for my life. And then one day I realized that I wanted to live a life that I actually enjoyed. And what did that mean to me? What did enjoying my life mean to me? And so I started to make choices because life is about choices. We live out our choices. So I became very intentional about the choices that I was making for my life. And one of those choices was I wanted a life that wasn't full of stress, and one that I liked and loved, and one that I was happy with. If I'm living a life and I'm not happy with this life, I'm not fulfilled by that life, I have the power to make that change, to change my life. I have the power to to change that. And so I began to do that. So what self-care means for me, because this is the intention that I've set for my life, is to live a life that cares for Angela. And that doesn't mean that I'm excluding care of others. But it also doesn't mean, like, let me find some quotes. Let me read you some quotes for self-care, because there are some really great quotes out here about self-care. One reads, wait, it's gotten away from me. You know these phones so quick. Self-care means giving yourself permission to pause. Another quote says, I've come to the belief that caring for myself is not self-indulgent. Caring for myself is an act of survival. Another one says, self-care means giving the world the best of you instead of what is left of you. Like, that's an old good one. I could go on and on. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. If you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. Like, all of that is just good. All of that is just good. There's so many different things that's within that quote around self-care. The next thing that I would say about self-care is understand that you can have a variety of areas that you're doing self-care in. You have personal self-care, which is not grooming for me. It can be grooming for others. But for me, getting my nails done, my hair done, that's just maintenance. That's just good grooming. Self-care in terms of personal for me is going to bed early. Having dedicated times of rest. This weekend, I'm not doing anything. I'm not running for the family. I'm not running for others. This weekend, Angela is doing whatever it is that Angela wants to do. And it might just be sit on the couch for the whole weekend. Or it might be I'm going to stay in the bed the entire weekend. But either way, or it could be going to do something that completely relaxes me. It could be being around friends. Whatever that is, I am intentional about doing it. Which leads me to my next point about self-care. Self-care takes active planning. You have to actively plan to have self-care. You have to be active you have to plan intentionally. It's not happenstance that you have it. You might even need a no plan. And a no plan are things that you say no to that will cause you to be tired. A no plan, that means if someone asks you to do something that you can't really fit in your schedule, that if you say yes to, it's going to spread you way too thin. Saying no to something that if you say yes to it, it is going to cause you to perform poorly in another area. Have a no plan. Get you a no plan. Get comfortable saying no. It is perfectly acceptable to say no, to care for yourself. You deserve it. You are worth it. Be intentional. If you're listening, I have my music playing today, and I normally don't, but today I have my music playing in the background, and it's because I'm tired. And this music soothes me. Coffee soothes me in a way that I cannot describe. You know how some people feel like, I have on the right outfit and I could take over the world? Or some people be like, if my shoes are right, I could with the right pair of shoes, I could run the world. You know how some people feel that way? I feel like with the right cup of coffee, I could run the world. If you give me the right cup of coffee, I can run the world. I legitimately feel it, and you cannot tell me it is not my truth, because it is mine. I just had a whole moment. I just really fell in love with coffee right quick and shared that with y'all. My point being, be intentional in your areas of self care. Now I got to figure out where I am, right? So let's move on to the areas of self care. You have a variety of areas where you want to execute self care. You have physical self care, you have financial self care, you have mental, psychological health care, you have the physical self care. Like, are you exercising? Are you walking? I feel differently when I exercise. I really do than when I don't. When I'm being, kind of raggedy about it. There's so many different areas of self care that comprise the entire wheelhouse of self care for you. So, what area of your life do you need to care for yourself in? I want to encourage you to do that. And when you start to take care of yourself better, you'll notice that everyone else will too. Everyone else will start to care for you better and treat you better. I laughed recently because my son got up this morning and he gave me a flower. He was like, "Mommy, you're so tired. I'm going to give you some flowers." And I went outside. He got me this really, really pretty flower. Isn't it gorgeous? And he was like, "Mommy, you're so tired. I want to take care of you today." And I just appreciate that. So I appreciate him being, he's learning. He's learning. I'm showing him how to care for himself as well as how to care for mommy. So I want to encourage you today to take appropriate measures to care for yourself. If you don't have a plan, get one. Be intentional about your self-care. You're worth it. You deserve it. Do that for yourself. I wish you the best. Have a fantastic week. Take the day. I'll see you next time on Coffee and Conversations with Angela.
Bloopers!
Laughter means a lot to me. Y'all, I experience a level of euphoria when it comes to laughter. Like, I feel like it's a gift. I can laugh at any. I don't even need a reason to laugh. Y'all, if I start laughing right now, I will laugh and will not be able to stop. Like, I will start laughing and can't. I mean, I'm talking about laughter, and I've started laughing for no reason but the fact that I'm talking. I'm sorry. It is almost embarrassing because when I laugh, I get the shoulders to shake. My shoulders shake, and then like it's not even a pretty kind of laugh. Like, my shoulders start shaking, I start crying. Like, it gets me.